Alright, so we found a game. Okay, so we do see d4. Against d4, I will play knight f6. Their second move is c5. And against that, I would like to play Budapest Gambit. But I do feel like the Budapest Gambit is interesting and will take the d4 player out of their comfort zone. Okay, so they pushed past. In this case, I can just play bishop c5, d6, and castles, and I should be having no problems. Let's just go ahead and play d6, protecting my bishop. Okay, a3. So the idea is to go b4. I think I will just stop that with a5, and that also gives my bishop an escape square. And my next move is most likely castles. Okay, knight c3, just trying to develop a knight. Seems reasonable. I think I will probably just go ahead and castle and then maybe c6. So yeah, they will probably go e4 and get a good control of the center and also lets the bishop out. But I do think castles is completely fine here. Okay, h3. Either that's signalizing that they want to go g4, or they just play a waiting move and don't know what to do, or they just want to play knight f3 without it getting pinned. So yeah, I will probably have to play c6. I could also play bishop f5. It's not easy to decide. c6 does look kind of good though. Could also play e4. Don't really like that one though. Yeah, so I will play c6 and try to break up open this structure. If they take, okay, they do play e4, but that does open up my bishop and there could be some potential tactics on f2. I'll definitely have an eye for that. So takes, obviously that's not good. I could take, but then they will take with the c pawn, and I'm just helping my opponent really. So what I do think I should do is play f5 and undermine e4. And for that I need to move this knight. Question is where? Probably e8, because I don't want to block my bishop and queen. Yeah, there's basically no other square. I could consider d7, but no, let's go knight e8 and try to play for f5. Looks like a weird move, but it's setting up something very straightforward. I just want to undermine e4. They could play g4 to try and prevent this, which then could get pretty interesting. But then they would be kind of overextending their pawns, and the king has nowhere safe to castle. Okay, bishop d3. Now I think f5 looks really nice. I don't think queen h4 does anything. Just gets stopped by queen e2. So yeah, let's just go ahead and play f5. If they don't take, I will take, most likely. And since there are pawns on these light squares, my king is less exposed to this diagonal. Right, so we do see bishop e3. I could take and double up their pawns. It could be something, and then I do have queen h4. That does look really nice. Yeah, honestly, I don't really see anything bad with taking on e3, because queen h4 is coming. And they will have to move the king, and they can't castle anymore. Yeah, so now the king has to go to the middle, and it's very bad. I could go check on f2. Let's say they block with the queen, and then I don't really have anything. What I will say is when I take on e4, that opens up my rook, so that looks pretty nice. I need to be careful about knight f3. So yeah, I think I will take on e4, and they can't play a knight f3 right now. Okay, they take with a knight. Interesting. Now the f2 square is protected. Bishop f5 looks pretty good. If they play knight f3, then what do I do? Yeah, knight f3 is pretty annoying. Could also take on d4, d5. Then they take back. It's not so easy to decide here. Could also play knight f6, but then it would hang a pawn. So yeah, I will probably just have to go bishop f5. I don't really see any other move. Well, I could also go bishop g4. If they take, I will take the rook. After bishop g4, let's say they move the queen, and I trade. It doesn't really look that appealing, I must say. Yeah, I think I will go bishop f5 here. I don't want to spend all of my time on a single move. So yeah, you do see knight f3, and now I will have to move my queen. H5 runs into, actually, yeah, it does run into g4. So I will have to go to e7 instead. Let's go queen d7, queen e7. And my next move would probably knight f6 to try and pressure this knight on e4, or take first and then go knight f6. Okay, queen e2. I guess that protects the bishop. I could take on d5, then they will take. Not really convinced that is a good move. Yeah, knight d7 looks very good as well. To try and go like this. If I go knight f6, let's say they back up their knight. Oh, and then e4. Say I go knight f6, and what will they do? Say they go knight c3, I have this fork. And if they take with check, I will have to take. Yeah, okay, maybe not. Actually, I think knight d7 seems pretty good, I think. Here they just take, and then they take, and then maybe something like this happens. So yeah, I'll go knight d7, just getting the knight out. Okay, rook f1. Makes sense, they want to occupy this file. If I take, they will take. Let's say I go knight f6. Let's say they go back, and then I go e4, and they go here. And if I go here, they will take with a knight. If here, 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 is that a move? I really am not too sure. It's difficult to decide. I think I will have to take first. Knight f6 still, yeah. I think I will have to take on e4 now. There's not too many options. But now knight c5 to try and attack the bishop, gain a tempo, and then follow that up with knight f6 maybe. Yeah, if I can get to g3, that would be really good. They do go back to c2. I don't think pushing e4 does much. I mean, they will have to go back, I guess. But knight f6 looks a lot better. So yeah, I'll go knight f6. Also connects my rooks. And now I would like to go to e4. And if they take, it's check. And then maybe I can get to the g3 square and land a fork. That is my plan. I think they will probably... Oh, right. Now if I take, the queen and bishop defend. Okay, so that's a good move. Maybe... Oh, knight h5 to try and go here looks amazing. Yeah. Knight h5, g4, and then I go here or here. Let's do it. Also opens up my rook. Now I'm threatening this fork and f4 as well. And I also have to somehow open up the center to get to the king. Okay, queen e1. So that stops knight g3, and knight f4 is no longer dangerous. What about rook f4? Taking this pawn. If I take, they will take. Could also just jump into an f4. If they go here, then I'm not really too sure what to do. Yeah, rook f4 does look interesting. With the idea to take, and then this fork. Damn, I don't know what to do here. I guess I will start with taking on d5 to try and open up something over here. Yeah. Now I will go rook c8. Yeah, rook c8. Now another file is opened up. Okay, and they immediately offer a queen trade. Oh wait, takes, and then there's a fork. Well, not really. And my knight is also hanging. If I take with check, I will, for example, take. Yeah, I think I will have to take the queen here. And then go here, takes, here. And then I could give a check. Yeah, that looks good. And if I go here, yeah. Let's go here. I have to trade rooks now. And we end up with the opened file. And now I'm threatening to take this e4 pawn. And maybe infiltrate the 7th rank as well. Okay, they do go rook e1. And that protects the e4 pawn. If I go check, they will have to go here, for instance. What about here? Oh, well, then the knight goes to f3 and it's closed off. I will go check, infiltrate the 7th rank. I only have 2 minutes left, so I need to speed up a little bit. Okay, they do go here. If I go here, then I will take. If I go here, oh man, I need to speed up, but I don't know what to do here. So I'll just go rook f4, attack the knight, and attack this pawn. I guess I could go to f5 with the knight, but then I will probably take the pawn. Counterattack my knight, I take, they take. I go here, say they go here. Now I'm going to take this pawn, and this knight is still hanging. Maybe we have a check here. It was probably not the most accurate move, but I had to do something. Check, maybe. Check. I need to play quickly here, but it seems like there's nothing. The king goes here. Just go back, man. I don't know what to do. And g3 is coming as well. Yeah, I should have played a little bit faster. Man, now they have 11 minutes to think about the position. Actually, no, what am I talking about? g3, I just take. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's my problem with d4 players. They always play their same positional setup every time and completely avoid tactics. Okay, they do take. I will take with a knight. I don't want to trade rooks here. Actually, they will go here. Well, then I could go to c5 and protect my pawn. Oh yeah, and also I'm attacking the rook. They do move it. Push this pawn out of the way. I could go here, and then I could go rook f6, trying to keep everything together. Also have this check, potentially. Yeah, we'll go h6, kick the knight out. We'll probably go here. Let's take. They will take back. And then here, attack the pawn. It pushes, but I can go king f7. And then when he takes, I can go rook e6. Yep. Actually, I don't need to go rook e6. But no, I will still do it. Just to make sure that this pawn isn't going anywhere. Yeah, and then we'll have to play an endgame. Take this. And then I will go here. Maybe do something on c2 and then bring the king. Okay. Yeah, I need to bring the king. Definitely need to bring the king. And then push d5 maybe. Yeah, maybe I should have gone rook c2 check. Go king d3 now. Let's go rook c2 check. And then put the rook behind the pawn. Yeah, my king is somewhat near. Yep. Now I will go rook behind the pawn. Okay, I will take the rook and then go here. Yeah, I think. Could also go here. Yeah, maybe I will actually just push the pawn up to d5. And my king is still in this square. If he pushes, it still is. Right. Now I can go g5. Shut down this kingside counterplay. Right. Now I think I will just go ahead and try to snag these pawns. And I hope we're winning this endgame. Yeah. Go here. And then to b6. And I think we will get the b5 pawn. Wow, and they resigned. Yeah, that was a nice game. That was took a long time. I felt like there weren't many tactics in the middle game, and it was a very close position. I think I already used up my game review. I think. I mean that was just a tough grind, and we just won in the end game with a little bit of precise play. So yeah, I'll just see if we had any tactics. Okay, d6, a5 was the best move. Yep, that was good. Castles. Yeah, I mean this is just an equal position. There's nothing really exciting. And knight f to d7 was the third best move. Actually, no, the second best move. Knight f to d7 was the second best move, and knight e8 was the third best move. So I did actually, after c6, I did manage to play the right way, which is pretty cool. And queen h4 check was also good. Taken here was good. Knight f6, right? Knight f6 was the right move. Yeah, bishop f5 is not in here. Knight f3, and we back the queen off. Bishop takes e3 was the best one. Okay, c takes d5. Let's just look at this. And then bishop takes e4, and then knight c5. That's how I should have played, and it's a 2.5 advantage for black here, right? So we took on e4 first. They took back. Knight c5 was okay. Knight f6. Yeah, I mean, it didn't feel like it. Maybe it did feel like it, but black has a huge advantage. I mean, 1.7, it is kind of significant. So they played e4. We went knight h5 to go for this, for these two squares. They defended. We took. Yeah, rook c8. I mean, we still have an advantage. I mean, it's still -2, -2.5. Here, rook f4. Yeah, rook f4 was the best move. Okay. So I checked first and then went to f4. Knight takes e4. That was good. a4. Interesting. Wow, I think the idea of a4 is to just stop this rook coming to b3 in the future in the end game, which is just crazy. But yeah, went back. Rook takes e4 was best. Yeah, I didn't play that. Took with a knight. And here, h6. I took. King f7. Yeah, we still have a minor advantage. It's -1. Yeah, wow, and the computer says now it's a draw. So I should have I probably shouldn't have won that game, to be honest. Yeah, rook c2 check. Rook b2 was good. Okay, now we have a huge advantage. Taking was the right play, and d5. Yep. And the idea of d5 is to control these squares so that the enemy king can't come and pick up our pawns. So yeah, that was very well played. And then g5 here, just the king has nowhere to infiltrate our position. The only square is this, and this is just way too far away. And in the meantime, we could go and take these pawns and maybe push these pawns as well. So yeah, that was just an amazing endgame. Yep, king c7, and then if something like this, king b6. If they go here, we snag this pawn. If they go here, king a4. And if they go here, e4, push this pawn. And the king can never take this pawn on d5 because the pawn will just push. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.